So the Order's right about one thing. We attract Voidwoken. Am I the lone survivor? Only one way to find out. Junk. Any man who put his likeness in stone is a fool in my book.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Why? I guess. Well, the people who put me here are human, and the people who took my parents away are human too. Or do you mean because I'm a... Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong, or crazy. No one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than inside, anyway. They're gone now. Their Majesties took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at home. But you didn't die. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see.
Imagine having the gall to want 100 generations gazing at your own face. Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They made it to shore. thought these bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. The face is familiar. What's left of it? He was aboard the ship.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be? Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smoldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further. I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories. Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities, and shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? Oh, may the Seven have mercy on their own creation. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the spouse of the Sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so...
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, My Lord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go.
A black cat. Maybe my luck is about to change.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity. Its eyes clear, and it shakes its head, confused.
Ooh, that's a pretty one. Now where shall I put this one? Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me.
Alexander.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Bishop Alexander idly glances in your direction, curiosity on his face. Recognition seems to flicker in his eyes for a moment, but then he shakes his head and looks back towards Dallas. Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness.
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
I told him at noon exactly, didn't I?
The lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
Mercy. Mum wasn't kidding.
Come on then, Legsy. Pay up.
I find any bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, all's the same.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic.
You keep his name out of your mouth, you filthy cunt chewer.
Have your cud.
Disgusting. Just like all your kind.
Get off.
The guard glances around furtively, then looks back at you. The merest hint of fear flickers across his face before he sneers.
Thought you must have died when that ship went down. Guess wolves can swim. Ha! That I can, provided we do a little quid pro quo. Here's how things are gonna go down. You'll kill a slum elf called Sahila for me. In return, I'll tell you exactly where to get just the right weapon for whatever it is you're doing that I don't want to know about.
He waves a little scrap of paper in front of your eyes before patting it back into his breast pocket, a smug smile on his lips.
Deal? Far as I understood, lone wolves don't ask questions. So why don't you shut your muzzle and go fetch?
He smirks and whistles his source hounds a little closer.
You don't get it, do you? In here, I call the shots. You so much as tickle me, and you'll be tossed to my source hounds as a new chew toy. Do as I say, or you won't be doing much of anything at all.
He blanches and staggers backward a step, all bravado punctured.
Don't! I'll give you the information. Here, just don't. All right.
Bad luck to let one of them place is no haven for innocence. Farewell, my furry friend.
Is that thing eating corpses?
Watch yourself, boy.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
And what you after? Get bent. I ain't. Just seeing how it's made. She's clever, Dallas. Made these herself, for those bodyguards of hers. Boy, they're sharp.
She looks up.
You looking to buy something? Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. We used to know each other back in the day, you know. Dallas and I. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities.
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? Magic and metal, like most of Dallas's designs. Metal keeps it locked. Magic makes it work. That's all I know. Oh, I don't know. She was a sweet soul. Quiet. Loved her family. Always seemed strong as I recall, but she didn't come across as no fearless military leader back then. She was just a girl. People do change, don't they? For you? Hell no. Worthy is exactly the right word. You know, someone who's proven himself might earn my time of day. Speaking of, you haven't. So buy all manner of things. Have a look.
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, They were so close, almost within arm's reach. A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due. Easy enough to say in times of peace, but look around. We're standing on the edge of the end. The Void Woken are coming, sir. And it's only the divine order that can protect us.
The old king Bracchus watches the horizon. The statue responds to you. You feel it reach out to you, into you.
Quite right. Do seek my counsel. I highly recommend it.
Garbage. This leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
Damnation! That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh. It's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip. Thus...
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Oh, yes. An exceptionally common, but exceptionally valuable commodity. A face. A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Rivellon by every idiot with a torch does not appeal. Oh, get away! Monster! Hide the children! Oh. You are simple beasts, and you simply do not like my... well, not my kind, but those... So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features. Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do on Reaper's Coast. I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business in peace. No. I may be an Eternal, but my patience has... Indeed. I may be the only Eternal. My people, at least from this realm. As for the others... well... there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers. A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the idea of race was needed. We were all one. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill, but I fear the limits of your imagination would not do us justice. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great art. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again. Well, that hardly seems relevant. Several centuries, in fact. Or perhaps millennia. One tends to lose track. I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. It seems our king did not agree that the... Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. I wonder if Ah, well, that is the curious thing. They are clearly absent from this world, and yet they are everywhere. Every one of your races resembles them in some manner, and the statues you have built to your gods look remarkably familiar. Perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm. Or perhaps your gods are merely a folk memory. Regardless, they are not here. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. I suppose, circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours? I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see. Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
I've spotted something.
Is it not enough that you travel with me? Must you speak too? Go on then, bark away.
I need to dig here.
One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward.
you've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone?
The man scowls at you.
I thought I might see if you wanted to get out of this place. Though maybe I ought to ask someone who isn't a prissy fop. I have a plan. A good one. But I need a partner. I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. People get taken sometimes. Some folks say they get cured. I don't know if I believe it. And I don't want to wait. I have a way out of here. It won't be easy, and I need a partner. Just one. Are you interested?
Will source change back? What if there are no sources? Yet so quickly, we find source so dangerous.
Attaboy. Who wouldn't? Finally, someone with a little sense around it. The plan's simple, completely foolproof. I have a spell that I can use to teleport you right out of here. I can't use it on myself, but with your help, we can both get out of here. There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you in turn. This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location. It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded beach nearby. Here, give me your map and I'll show you where to go. Not enough to trouble a fine specimen such as yourself. Get that artifact, and you and I are as good as free. Go give those lizards... Pardon, what for? So, what's the news? Hurry, eh?
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe. As she catches sight of you, recognition flashes in her terrified eyes. She drops...
Ben, Mist! Ifan! Ben, Mist! You killed them! You killed them! He killed them all! Murderer! Keep him away from me! Help! Somebody! Keep him away!
Come on, you stubborn hunk of garbage.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body strains with the effort of wrenching the plank free. To no...
Ah! Got two of my own, haven't I?
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together before placing them both back on the plank and pulling.
Bleeding nail must be charmed or something. Go on then, give it a go.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose, and the plank promptly crumbles to pieces in your hand.
Oh, look at that. Nice of you to finish the job after I loosened her up.
You get a good look at the hearty fellow, broad as a hull and sunburned from all sides. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and lands squarely in your hand.
For your trouble. I suppose it were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap, but I couldn't help myself from trying.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind, testing the breeze.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to plan B.
He gives you a wry look, as though deciding whether to trust you.
Aye, was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment. Maybe you don't.
He stands before you and pokes you in the side, seizes your shoulder with a great, strong hand.
There's something of you, you know? You don't have to accept your fate on this bloody island. You can leave here, get on with your life. Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you. That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with the grace of a courtier.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast. Well, that's quite the story now. Let's save it for a better day. Say when we finally make it off this damn island. Suffice to say, I'd at least be Captain Beast in better times. I'm out of a ship at the moment, though. Even a salty old dog like me's got to sweat on dry land now and then. Anyhow, we're a team now, so the me is not half as important as the us. Let's get down to brass tacks. Fighting, I mean. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin, and I picked up a few tricks along the way. Truth be told, I've grown fond of crushing and casting. A battle mage, if you like. But there's not so important as team dynamics. So what'll it be? Then it's settled. Come on, kid, we haven't got all day. Then it's settled. Capital! Well, that's that sorted. Onward then. I've got to get out of here, and soon. And I suppose you do too.
I found you, didn't I? Red, they said. Red, then dead. Not an attempt, mate. Not if I can bloody help it. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance. It's stabbing time!
Healer!
Fading.
Healer!
Damned nuisance these assassins are. It's their frightful manners I mind the most, really.
Not drawing many winning cards of late, but I won't be...
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems totally at peace, but as you approach, she turns to you with a cheerful smile.
Haven't seen you around here before. New? Well, don't worry too much if you have a hard time settling in. Takes a while to get used to the place. You here alone?
She gives you a long look.
You keep them friends of yours close, eh? Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore. Not much in this world someone you love can't make better. It's nothing. If I haven't learnt that by now, I haven't learnt anything at all. Used to be I had a family, a husband, and a little boy. We were healers. Source was in our blood. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Reckon they were cured. Maybe even released. Don't know why the Reds didn't take me too. Now I'm just waiting for them to call my name. Waiting and remembering.
Her eyes sparkle.
Kind of you to ask. Stefan, he was my little one. Smart as a whip and no less wicked. And my husband, he was called Felix. He was an expert healer. Could fix a broken bone in a short minute. Listen to me, bubbling on like a cauldron. You're sweet to listen. And yes, they were lovely. Totally lovely. I'll see him again before I'm gone for good. That's for certain. You run along now, darling. You shouldn't spend what little time you've got left here listening to an old bleeding heart moan. You won't regret keeping those friends of yours at your right hand. Trust me. I brought my own share of knowledge with me from the get-go. No sense in keeping it all to myself.
Yes, by all means, let us partake in the...
Tides in, and out, and in again. Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale. We are unfamiliar, yet familiar. We are the same material, you agree? I am very curious. So tell me your tale. Start from the beginning. Start from where you come. I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you find. I understand. Now tell me how your story ends. Ah, you want reunion. Life is lonesome. Yes, life is lonesome. The thing you love is gone. I have something for you, my friend. A gift. We can see the things we lose, not with our eyes, but with our hearts. This ruby does the trick. It is nothing. Many fragments swirl on my shore. See what I gather. Tides in and out and in again. Patience, Mal. Patience.
That's what happened, isn't it? Bleeding snake.
Boring.
The old dog whimpers sadly, sniffing your hand.
See if you're scared to fight the Reaper. Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort. All the worse for old Dane. He crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Doomed to be sure, but I would have liked to ease his way out. A healer's walk is...
Out my face, or I'll punch your lights out.
He smacks your hand away, refusing the potion.
You're trying to kill me, ain't you? Git! Those bleeding fools think they run the place, but I showed them. Sure, first, always win. Second, never lose. What are you? Some kind of idiot?
free from the den outside.
You are in the wrong place, Pinky. Fear? Pity, perhaps. A blind wolf may lead the pack, but sooner or later they will all starve. If you shared in a heritage so fine as ours, a culture so advanced, you'd remain proud too. But never mind that. If you need to suit up, I can offer you a fair price. If not, I would thank you to move on.
The soldier tightens his grip on his spear and looks past you. The soldier tightens his grip on his spear and looks past you.
Tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Your kind I handle, but small ones. Stay in this cave a while longer. Provoke Modi, the wild one who runs like his clothes catch fire. I see...
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns towards you when you approach. She smiles as though she recognizes you, though she couldn't have seen your face.
Ah, hello. Quite the blood-soaked journey has led you here. You are not who you once were, and I sense you are not yet who you will be. I see it before my eyes. It is not so bad. I know which days have bread and which days have none. I know more bread comes someday. It helps.
Wary all of a sudden, she takes a step back from you.
I cannot offer you much more than my sympathies. Our fates are intertwined, yours and mine. This clouds my vision.
Her eyebrows shoot up.
There can be a way, Amiro knows. But he is gone. Do you see him? He knows how to leave. My protector, my friend, an elf like me, with a spirit bright as new leaves. He tries to help me, to save me, and he suffers very much. He is caught by those who hurt him. I wish so much for his return. And he tells you what you seek, a way out. You bring me great peace. Thank you, my friend. I miss him very much. I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams, of far feeling. You do not free Amiro without him. Yes, please ask. Oh, I do not cover my eyes. I cover the place they used to be. They are gone now, taken, but I see all the same. He is a very blind man. He sees things but not truth, not love or joy. I feel very sorry for him. You understand when you meet him after you escape. It is safer here. We make no trouble for Griff. He makes no trouble for us. My home is far. Your language gives me some trouble. We elves... Time, for us, is now. There is not then and when. I knew we must be here. I am not sure how much to explain. You are here, and so we are here.
Somewhere in the cave, and you come find me. Ready? Go!
This again.
Again. Ready, go!
This hole is too small for you to squeeze into.
Ooh! Wow! You're really smart. I bet. You know what? I bet my best friend would really, really, really like you. Come on, I'll introduce you. I know how to spell introduce. It's I-N-T-R-O-D-U-C-E. find another. Hope you brought a shovel.
I've spotted something. I don't have the right tool for digging.
I am not opposed to manual labor if circumstances require.
Back. And you brought... But who's this?
Wither, this is my new friend. He's really smart. You'll like him a lot.
Please, small child, leave me to my ruminations.
But he's really nice and tall. Maybe he can even help you with that thing.
Why? A grown friend? You brought an adult here? Good gods. Can it be? You! Tell me true. Stand you with the Source Hunters, or do you serve the tyrant Brachus Rex? A 1,000 years? Gods, the walls of this pit have leached a whole millennium from me. I haven't seen a living soul in all that time. What a strange notion. A wicked king it was, Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror upon this prison isle, and I was sent to stop it. Yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia of the Source Hunters any longer. Please, good sir, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Seize the spear. End this degradation. I beg you. Please, good sir, the spear. Good sir, you've set my body free, free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit, blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering skeleton yet. A spell most terrible. I have heard of such magic, but have never known anyone so foul as to employ it. Brachus Rex. May maggots lace his entrails. After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my very soul away from me and stored it elsewhere in the fort. Thus he has bound me entirely to the mundane realm. But I know this place well. I could lead you to its likely location. In turn, you would find a path straight out of this fort. My freedom for yours. What say you? Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous. You'll first have to get inside the fort itself. There's a secret switch on a statue of the Seven in the courtyard. Surely you know it. The switch will open a hatch, and you'll be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus's phylactery room, you will find the container which ensnares my soul. He has likely disguised it well,
could search. Braccus would have made me a supplicant, a slave to these walls. With your help, I'll die. At last. I was fully briefed about this awful place before I came. My goal was to destroy the fiend who had been marshalling the world's most unwholesome weapons and magic into an army he intended to use against the realm. I never thought I would become one of his victims, and yet, here I am. Fort Joy is a dangerous place, my friend. Dangerous indeed. Braccus used this place to build an arsenal of terrible weaponry as yet unseen in our world. Here, he and his researchers crafted punishments and snares contrary to human dignity. Objects that could contain souls, wands that could purge the very essence from sorcerers. My order would never have used such barbaric magic against our enemies.
So, you read through it all, which means you know what I'm up against. Not much more than the paper told you, but it's enough to know I've got to stop Justinia. She's got the rebellion in her sights. My comrades, my friends. Listen up. The Queen was a good woman once, and I'm a bastard cousin, so I would know. Come rainy days, we'd sail paper boats and drop beetles on them for plank walking. She was never a beast, but her spirit roamed free. Then Queen Laura died, and it was Justinia's turn. The Divine Order was growing, and the lizards were on the move. First it was just flags, the royal insignia always flapping in my face, demanding my allegiance. Then it spread. You say a good word about Lucian, and you just disappeared. Artists were cleared from the streets, replaced by royal goons in full armor. And the lizards would come, they said, and we should all be ready to take up arms if the Queen demanded it. There was no way to live. Me and the others, we decided it was time for a change.
Shadows of the past cloud his bright eyes. He no longer looks at you, but through you.
A storm is brewing, we can be sure of that. But I'm just as sure the sky will clear after. The gulls will come back to perch and the sun will dry our faces. That peace is all the more special.
The so-called divine himself, Lucian, who gives a shrine to those hated by his order.
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods. You hear a strange sound, like rusted hinges creaking and air rushing through a tunnel. A hatch appears behind the shrine.
Shrine, by the looks of it.
Lucian has spoken. The eternal prayer. It worked.
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, face. It's almost familiar, like a long-faded memory. The droplet burns both hot and cold, and yet you feel no pain. You step towards the flow, desiring more, wanting desperately for it to take you, and darkness envelops you.
Not drawing many winning cards of late, but I won't be crying over it. Sailed away from my last island prison scot-free. No reason I can't do it again. I'm no people person, but I've had a run-in or two with magisters before, and let me tell you, most of them couldn't pour water out of a boot. One way or another we'll slip past them. Just keep your head to the ground. You'll get more than an earful of dirt, I promise.
Got a good reason for barging into a private room, buddy? And? Got no reason to scramble out, me. It's hot and busy out there. School and quiet in here. Out? You must be mad. Head out one way, you're back in the joy among the rabble. Head out another, you're knee-deep in the hollow marshes. I'll take a nice, quiet cell any day of the week, and twice on Lucian's Day. Before you go, you haven't met a particular fella here, have you? Tall. Black beard, intense way of looking at you. Penchant for metaphor? Good, good. Half of me's afraid he's gonna try and save me from this place. Old Zillick much prefers lounging in the hole than chasing demons hither and thither. I'll tell you now. Not in any hurry to get back to the hunt. Anyhow, thanks and good luck, I guess. Though, if you know what's what, you'll take a load off and let the dice fall where they're gonna fall.
What? No. No! I won't go! I won't go! Guards! You can't silence me! Guards! Guards! Come quickly! There's a sorcerer in my cell! He's unlocked the door! Guards! Why isn't anyone coming? I'm being good! I'm being good!
You're a fool. You'll see. They'll get their hands on you and then... Any minute now they'll come. Any minute. I'm sure they're almost here. I'm right. You'll see.
The elf's skin is pale as a corpse's, but his face contorts with inscrutable emotion. Joy, horror, and rapture flash over him like the changing surface of a pond. His eyes lock onto yours.
It's you!
Surprisingly, the elf musters a sober frown of indignation.
The pain is great, but my senses aren't gone. Not yet. I'm not the last. The bishop doesn't count. No, he doesn't count. I'm done for, but you... There's still hope.
He screws up his face, as though trying to see a small dot on a far horizon.
You? Why, you're everything. You need to go. Dallas, after she took me, she did something. My head, I feel like someone's rummaged their fingers through my skull. Get out while you can. Oh, love, I'm wrecked. Can't go. Couldn't move my feet. As likely to stab you in the neck as shake your hand.
He giggles coquettishly, then bellows like a bear.
Leave!
That's why you're here, isn't it?
The goddess carries a strange expression.
So this is Fort Joy.
What a crumbling disaster.
The delivery. Surely you'll have one.
I know that look well enough. You're about to pop, ain't ya? Why don't you enter a match and let some of that frustration out the right way? You'll find out. Down the hatch, then.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much. Leave him be. Don't make me say it again.
Listen, I can help you if you just...
Shut up, elf. This clown, caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist. Caught him red-handed trying to make off with a second crate after he took the first. Went down like a rent boy when we grabbed him. Easy. Supplies. Crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet. Alls I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got yourself a deal. Ain't been here long, have ya? No one gets to have it all. No one starves anyone else.
He twirls his knife between his fingers.
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watching over Fort Joy. Listen up. Back off.
Not like this. There's too many of them.
Here's the goods. Like you wanted.
Worse than war rations, these.
Got it.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much. Ain't fit for beasts.
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again.
You already know the terms. Nothing else to say. Sure, have a look.
If a magister finds us on you, you forget my name, here?
When another divine...
Everything there? Good.
Yet so quickly, we find souls so dangerous. What is dead? When woken by chaos. But fire. When another divine arises, will souls change back? What if the lives source
Worse than war rations, these.
An elf, caked in
You believe what he says? That I am a thief? Perceptive. Like most men behind bars, I'm innocent. Like most of us here on the island, in fact. Aren't you like me, looking for a way out? Some people settle in. They don't go poking around in Griff's kitchen. They find a quiet place, wait their turn. Not you.
I got that special shipment you was asking after.
Keep it down, will ya?
Smart. In this case, I think we help each other. I know a way out. I show you. And you help me out of here. I cannot die in this cage. Finally, progress. Griff releases me if he sees I do not have what he misses. You must find who steals them. After I am free, you are free. I see no one. In fact, I only hear the sound of Griff clearing his throat. You know how he does? Like so. For some time, I think Griff takes his own supplies. But I see the anger in him that he does not find it. He truly does not find what he seeks.
If Her Majesty finds us on you, you forget my name, here?
Griff is a powerful man. Power is mysterious, in case you haven't noticed.
Everything there? Good.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
I intend no harm. I want only some provisions. A bit of bread, a potato or two. Nothing Griff should be loath to give. I need to escape, and I have people to consider. You understand?
Ain't fit for beasts.
If Her Majesty finds us on you, you forget my name, here?
Keep it down, will ya?
Thank you. And hurry. Please.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
If a magister finds us, you forget my name, here. Give it.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
An elf, caked in mud and blood.
You believe what he says? That I am a thief? Perceptive. Like most men behind bars, I'm innocent. Like most of us here on the island, in fact. Aren't you like me, looking for a way out? I do. I prepare it myself. One only has to follow the path. But you guess I need something too. Griff tells you, does he not? I take his supplies. But I don't take what he thinks. I do not have his oranges. I do not even see them. I tell you what I know. But first, I want to make a trade. I know a way out. I show you. And you help me out of here. I cannot die in this cage. Finally, progress. Griff releases me if he sees I do not have what he misses. You must find after I am free, you are free. I see no one. In fact, I only hear the sound of Griff clearing his throat. You know how he does? Like so. For some time, I think Griff takes his own supplies. But I see the anger in him that he does not find it. He truly does not find what he seeks. Griff is a powerful man. Power is mysterious. In case you haven't noticed. I intend no harm. I want only some provisions. A bit of bread, a potato or two. Nothing Griff should be loath to give. I need to escape, and I have people to consider. You understand? Thank you. And hurry. Please.
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again.
Hey, you're a little light in your pack, ain't you, mate? Who could blame you with the garbage they got for sale round here? Why don't you take a gander at the goodies I got? Stuff you won't find anywhere else in camp. Procured by special means. Let's just say folks leave here, but they don't seem to take their effects.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves
Maybe I happen to know where everything ends up. Fella in that cage is the thief. Stashed the oranges somewhere before he was caught. If you believe that. I see plenty of liars in my line of work. Snakes, weasels, worms. That fella's square as a pavestone. If he's the thief, I'll eat my boots. Sure do. Ask me, it'd have to be one of those sad sacks that's always hanging around Griff looking for favours.
She darts her tongue out of her mouth like a snake.
Some folks, and some reptiles, would do anything to get his attention. I see plenty of liars in my line of work. Snakes, weasels, worms. That fella's square as a peg. It's all in the eyes. Joy lives in the eyes, sometimes way in the back, but it's there all the same. Liars ain't a joyful bunch. Sure you don't want to have a look at my stock before you go? I was serious about what I said. Everything in my pack...
Worse than war rations, these.
Need something in the kitchen, do you? Heading into the kitchen? Don't try anything funny around, Griff. I'm watching you. Well, he runs this place and everyone in it, including you. Better to make yourself useful to him if you're stuck here anyway. That's what I did.
Nice and slow. Hey, Freshie! What you heard about a crate of stolen supplies? And don't you lie to me now. Empty? Who gives a goblin's arse? The point is to get back the supplies inside. Come on, noggin first, eh? If I did, I wouldn't give 'em up to you. Griff sent me, not you. Look, I'm Griff's right hand, and I'm gonna find that crate, and you're gonna watch me hand it over to him.
I've got that special shipment you was asking after. Everything there? Good.
Please.
Just as you're about to address the lizard, the Red Prince bars you with an outstretched arm.
This man is a dreamer. As you know, I need a word with him. You may wait here while I speak. Permission indeed.
He bids the dreamer stand up and pay attention, which he does in a grovelling and awkward manner. The dreamer then chews and swallows a handful of Drudene leaves before slipping into a trance-like state. He falls asleep. To your surprise, the Red Prince lies down and follows suit. After about half an hour, they wake up and begin to discuss what they saw in their dreams. The Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent irritation before turning his back on the jabbering dreamer. You receive a withering glance in response.
A deserved bit of sarcasm, I suppose. But though this sting-tailed fellow may be a less than stellar specimen in the firmament of dreamers, the dreams themselves prove to be quite elucidating. Turns out I'm being hunted by an enemy I didn't know actually existed. The myth-shrouded House of Shadows. The dreamers, though, they're on my side. And they've visions of me on the throne. That's because you haven't seen that other world in all its glory. It is majestic, fit for a prince. Oh, I was born with the promise of an empire, and that promise will be kept. But to keep it, I must find a second dreamer, a greater one, a more experienced traveler of the dream world. Bahara is her name, and she resides in the swamplands east of the fort. So, let us make our escape and venture there post-haste.
You know, I could tell you all about swamp dreamers too, if I chewed that much Drudene.
Oh, do hold your prickly tongue.
Huh? What? But it was... Please, tell me. Tell me. What? And you smell of burnt hair and barren dreams. But I have the good breeding not to mention it. Oranges. Is that what he told you he's missing? Well, I suppose it's technically true. Though I'd guess Mr. Griff is more upset about the Drudene than the citrus. The Drudene Griff cleverly smuggles into the prison, of course, stuffed inside the oranges. You don't think he'd really be so mad over a little missing fruit, do you? No, it's not the oranges, but the dreams he's after. Same as I, though. I have the right, the responsibility. Drudene, it makes you master of all you see when you sleep. The dreamer is not the play actor, but the playwright. It may be hard for you to understand, but my kind, we dream for the greater good. What we see can predict the truth, can even shape the truth. But we need Drudene to do it. Before I was caught, before I was brought here, I saw a vision. The void woken, slain, divinity restored. But just as I was about to see how it happened, the Magisters beat down my door. This is my last chance to find out the secret, to find out how to save us all. So you see, I cannot give back the Drudene, not only for myself, but for all of us. My dreams are my gift. They may be our salvation, too. To save a life. Ah, that elven fellow in the cage, I suppose. I knew he'd been suspected, but it all seemed worth it if I could only dream again. Never mind. Take the oranges. The Drudene, that is. I'll find another way. Somehow.